Hello everybody, how are you? Hello everybody, how are you? It is time to start our day. It is time to work and play. Hello everybody, how are you? How are you guys? Did you have a good weekend? I hope everybody had a great weekend, enjoyed some beautiful fall weather, got outside, maybe collected some leaves, moved your bodies a little, and had some family fun. Today it's Monday morning, so we are going to do our Monday morning circle time together. That's where we talk about all these different things, and last week we added this in. We'll get to all of that in just a second. Let's see. First, I need my pointer. And you know what I noticed about my pointer? Take a look at it. What color pointer am I using? What color is the top of my pointer? Does it match anything up here? Let's see. Look around. Does it match? Doesn't match. It matches the color of our month. It's Orange Month, and my pointer is orange. That worked out really well. So that's where we'll start. It is Orange Month. If orange is your favorite color, touch your head. If you like orange, but it's not your favorite color, put your hand behind your back. All right, if you don't like orange, cross your arms. Okay. How about our shape? Anybody remember the name of our shape? Let's look. It says S-Q-U-A-R-E, square. That is a square. A square is like a box. A square is like a box. It has 4 sides. They're all the same. A square is like a box. And remember, we said it has 4 sides and it has 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I trace the sides, it takes me the same trace to go all the way around because each side measures the same. We also talked about 3 numbers for the last couple of weeks. We talked about the number 3, we talked about the number 4, and we talked about the number, that's right, 5. We're still talking about 3, 4, and 5. And in a few minutes, we're going to practice writing the number 3. So get ready for that. If you have a number journal, you can get your 3 page. And while you're at it, if you have your ABC journal, grab your E page. This is an uppercase E. A lot of straight lines there, isn't there? And then the lowercase e. This has some curve to it. It's got a straight line, and then you go up and around and make almost a whole circle. What word starts with the letter E? What word is in that picture? That is an elephant. Can you say elephant with me? Let's hear that again. Elephant. Now listen just to the beginning. The first part we say eh, eh. E can say eh, like egg, ellie, and those are all E words. We might talk about another one in a little bit, but we'll stop there for now because I want to move on to the calendar. There's something up here that hasn't changed again. This long word in the middle. It says October. But now look at it. Last week, when we were on our letter D, there was no D in the word October, but this week we are on the letter E. Let's see, O-C-T-O-B-E-R. Right there towards the end is a lowercase e. Goes over, up, and around, a lowercase e. We're still in the season of fall, and it's getting a little cool outside, and there are rainy days and sunny days sometimes at this time of year, and cloudy days too. Okay, time to find out what day of the week it is, and what number of the month it is. Let's sing our days of the week song. We have 2 of them. Let's sing this one today. Ready? Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. There's Sunday and there's Monday. There's Tuesday and there's Wednesday. There's Thursday and there's Friday. And then there's Saturday. Days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week, days of the week. All right, I have no numbers on there. We'll get back to that in just a second. Let's look at what the words say. This says yesterday was Sunday. That means that today is Monday, just like we said before. Tomorrow will be Tuesday. So today the number is 12. A 1 and a 2 standing next to each other say 12. So I'm going to put that right here where it says today is Monday. So you can say this with me. Today is Monday, October 12th. Very good, boys and girls. Now, like I said, we are going to write the number 3 today. We are also going to write the letter E. Remember, numbers tell us how many of something. Letters help us read words. Letters make up words. So we are going to write a number and a letter today. Before we write them, let's make the number E, or excuse me, let's make the letter E with our hand. So far you've learned A, which was all your fingers closed and your thumb alongside. B, the fingers go up and the thumb goes in the middle. C makes a C. D, we put one finger up in the air and the other fingers all make a little circle there. Now we're on to E. E, you're going to take these fingers and curl them in. The thumb is going to sneak underneath them like this. It almost looks like a lowercase e. Put your fingers down, thumb goes underneath, and that's a sign language E. Let's do the alphabet that we know so far. You ready? A, B, C, D, E. Very good. Very good. You guys are using your hands and learning how to talk with your hands. Good job. Let's pull our letters over here. And we're going to write today. We'll start with the letter before we do the number. We'll start with the letter E. We're going to write it together. We'll practice tracing it. Then we'll write it. And then I've got some things to put on mine where it says my E words. I cut some things out today that I want to put on there and show you. Let's start with the E. To make the E, it's a straight line down, and then it has 3 lines that go across. One at the top, one at the bottom, and then a shorter one in the middle. So I'm going to start at the top like I always do. I'm going to come down and make my line. And I go back up to the top, and I make my big line out, back down to the middle, make a shorter line out, back down to the bottom, make another long line out. It's almost like a table with 3 legs that's turned on its side. You can think of these as the table legs. When I make the lowercase e, I don't start at the top this time. I know I'm always telling you to start at the top. We're going to start in the middle this time. We're going to start right here. We're going to go across, then we're going to go up and around and down to the bottom. You want to practice those? That was good tracing. You can always take your finger and trace too if you want to trace again to practice. I'm going to come over here to the lines. I'm going to start at the top. I go down from top line to bottom line, back up to the top, and I go over, over, over. That's how you make an uppercase E. You can fill that space and keep making uppercase E's to get better at it and keep practicing. Lowercase E's. How many of you have a lowercase E in your name? Raise your hand if you do. This can be kind of a tough one to write, so we're going to practice it together. You start in the middle, like I said, and you go out a little bit. Now we're going to go up and around and finish it off. It's the up and around. That part can get tricky. But again, the more you practice it, the better you will be at it. So those were our letter E's for writing and for sign language. Let me see if I was able to find some E's when I did my cutting. Oh, look at this. Did I find an uppercase E or a lowercase E? That matches that one. That's a lowercase e. So of course I'm going to add a little glue and I'm going to put that on somewhere on my picture. I found a lowercase e. I'm going to put them way over here today. How about this? What did I find here? I found an uppercase E. See what I was talking about? If I turn it this way, it's kind of like a little table with 3 legs. But this is an uppercase E. Raise your hand if your name starts with the letter E, if that's the first letter. Whose name? Look at all those hands. Good job. I'm going to put him way over here. And in the middle, I found a picture of something that starts with the letter E. What is in my picture? You know what those are? Those are eggs. Eggs. I'm going to add my eggs, whoops, right into the middle. That is my E page. You can do yours and find your own things to put at the bottom, and you can practice writing and tracing. But I've got one more thing. Remember I said we were going to do our letter, but we were also going to do a number today, the number 3. The number 3 is very curvy, isn't it? So we're going to start at the top. We're going to go up and around, kind of bounce in the middle, and then down and around. That's how you make a number 3. So let's come over here. We go up to the top, we hit the lines, we come back to the middle line, and then we bounce back down to the bottom line. And that's number 3. You can practice that one a lot. You have 2 rows to practice that one. Let's see if I was able to find the number or 3 of something. I think I was. Let's see what I have here. You ready? Let's see. I found 3 Kinder Joys together. Let's count them. Ready? 1, 2, 3 of them. I'm going to hang them right here. Okay, I also found, this is a little harder to see. It's kind of small. I found a small number 3. I'm going to hang him up too. You guys can see what you can find 3 of. See if you can find the number 3 somewhere that you can cut it out. And if you can write the number 3. So today when we're done, you can practice your 3s and you can practice your E's. Did you hear that? 3E. Remember we said D-E? 3 and E rhyme as well. There's more rhymes for us. All right, that was a lot of information. Let's see if we have anything else I want to do before we move on. Oh yeah, there was another E word I said I wanted to try with you. What was that again? E is for exercise. I'm going to show you guys a few different exercises that you could do inside your house or outside of your house. Get that heart moving. Remember what we said? When you move your heart, it says thank you. Try to make it say thank you really fast. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I brought my water because when you're exercising, it's good to drink a lot of water too. But I'm going to set that down. Let's see. I bet every one of you can run. Can you run with me? Let's run. That's running, right? Have you ever tried to run with your knees way up high? Let me turn sideways and see if you can see my knees going way up high. You ready? That's a little harder to do. What if you tried to run with your feet going all the way back? You ready? Let's try that. Watch this one. That one looks a little silly, doesn't it? All right, that's 3 kinds of running. How about jumping jacks? Those are kind of tough. With a jumping jack, you're going to have your feet go out and your hands go up at the same time. Then you're going to close your body up. So it's like you're opening and closing. You ready? Let's jump and open. Opening and closing. Opening and closing. Those are called jumping jacks. What else have I got? What about hopping on one foot? Can you pick a foot and jump up and down on just one foot? Then you can switch. See if one foot is stronger than the other, one leg. Ooh, you can jump using both your legs. I'm going to use my water bottle. I'm going to see if I can jump all the way to my water bottle. You ready? Let's see. Oh, I was so close. This close. I almost made it. What else? We can move our bodies like animals. I can move like a horse. A horse gallops. To gallop, you put one foot out in front, and then you jump and the other foot catches up. So you go like this. I could do it the other way too. This foot can go out in front and this foot can jump and catch up. That was good. That was a horse. How about a frog? Can you hop like a frog? We hopped on one foot, but a frog uses all 4 of its limbs to hop. It goes down like this, squat down, and boing up all at once. That's hopping like a frog. Let's see, 2 more animals I can think of. How about a bear? To move like a bear, you put both feet and your hands on the ground. No knees. Just both feet and your hands like this. And you walk along like this. That's how a bear would crawl along or walk along. Let's see, 1 more, and then we'll do some rest exercises. This is how a crab moves. It's kind of like the bear, but we're going to go backwards. I'm going to leave my feet. I'm going to go down and just put my hands down. See, just my feet and hands are on the ground, and I'm going to try to walk like a crab would walk. That's kind of hard to do. When you're done, here comes Amory. She's been exercising in the yard. When you're done exercising, there's a couple things you could do to bring your heart back down to a slow thank you. You can take big, deep breaths in. You go. That helps your heart calm down. You can do what's called the downward dog, and that's where you put your toes behind you, your hands in front, and you kind of make an upside down V with your body like this. You can do that with your body. Or one last thing to do after you're done exercising to make your body, to kind of thank your body for helping you, is you can go down like this. It's called child's pose. You go down on your legs and then sit back and put your head towards the ground. Those are some fun exercises to do. Whew, I need to sit down and rest for a little bit. That was a lot of thank you for my heart today. I'm so glad you guys joined me. Did you do some exercises? If you didn't now, you can do them later. You can go outside and do them. You could do them inside. Maybe you know some other exercises that you like to do that you can tell me about on Facebook. I'd love to hear what other exercises you guys are doing as well. But before we finish today, we need to talk a little bit more about our continent that we are learning about this month, the continent of North America. Last week we started talking about continents. Do you remember how many I said there were? Let's think. I believe I said that there were 7 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They are North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa. Don't forget Australia. Don't forget Antarctica. North America, South America, Europe, Asia, Africa. Those are the names of the 7 continents that we will keep talking about. But like I said, right now, we are talking about this big one behind me here. This is North America. And you can see it goes up to here. It goes all the way over to here. Comes all the way down here. That's a lot, isn't it? That's a big space. The continent of North America, like we said last week, is broken down into smaller pieces called countries. Today, we're going to learn a little bit about the countries. We're going to talk a little bit about their flags. A flag is something that represents a country. It kind of shows where you're from. When you have a flag, you show what land you're from. In this picture, you can see the United States flag. That's the big chunk in the middle here. You can see our flag, the United States. You can see Canada's flag. You can see that's up here above us. You can see Mexico's flag. That's down below the United States. And you can see Greenland's flag. The other places have flags as well, but those are just the few that I wanted to share with you today. Now, I have a flag for the United States here. This is what it looks like. Every flag represents something about that country. For the United States, you can see that we have red and white stripes. Those red and white stripes, if you were to count them, you'd see there are 13. Those represent when our country first started. We had colonies, what were called colonies, and there were 13 of them. So these stripes show us that in the beginning of our country, we had 13 little lands, 13 little towns, 13 little colonies. But we grew and we grew and we grew, and this is how big we are now. Plus, up here and down there, we've got some extra places too. That is up here. We grew to have 50 states, and each little star on here represents one of the states. There are 50 stars on our flag. Now, in our country, we say the Pledge of Allegiance that goes like this. You can stand up with me. You're going to take your right hand and put it on top of your heart, and we say, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. That's how we honor our flag, and that's how we honor the people that help protect our flag. We honor them because they do something so wonderful for us, and they take good care of us. So, you've seen the flags. Now I want to talk a little bit about the weather. In North America, like I said, is a really big space. Look, it goes all the way down to here and all the way up to here. Let's take one more peek at our globe. Here's North America on the globe, okay? In the middle of the globe is an imaginary line. In the middle of the earth is an imaginary line that we call the equator. If you're close to the equator, the weather can be very hot and warm, and as you get further and further and further and further away, it gets colder and colder and colder and colder. Well, North America is so big that it stretches from down here by the equator all the way up to here. So that means that our weather is hot, it is cold, and everything in between. It depends on where you are in North America. If you are down close to the equator, you're not going to see snow. It's going to be hot down there. If you are all the way up at the top of North America, you're going to see a lot of snow. It's going to be very cold. And in the middle, we get a little bit of everything. We get hot, we get cold, we get warm, cool, rain, snow. We get a whole variety in North America. When we visit other continents, we'll talk about what their weather is like as well. One more thing I want to show you real quick before we finish up talking about North America for today. I want to talk about Greenland. Greenland is, I think, a funny place because the name, I say Greenland, right? Well, look at this map that I have. This is called a satellite image, and this was taken from outer space. Do you see Greenland up there at the top? In this picture, you see a lot of blue, that's the water. You see green and brown, that's the land. But Greenland is white. Isn't it silly that we would name a place that's covered in snow and ice most of the time Greenland? That doesn't make sense, does it? But we did. It's called Greenland, but it's a very cold place, and there's a lot of snow and a lot of ice there. Now, speaking of the green and the brown, in North America, there are different types of landforms. Let's take a peek at what some of these landforms are. In North America, you will find everything from mountains to prairies to deserts. Do you see all those? To lakes and to rivers. You get a little bit of everything in North America. It's pretty special. We have a lot going on here. We have all kinds of weather, all kinds of landforms. It's a very special place to be. So when we leave each other today, I have a couple of jobs for you. I want you to go out and exercise. I want you to do some of the exercises that I showed you. You can come up with some of your own, and you can share them with me on Facebook. I want you to write your E's and your 3's and cut things out to put on your pages. And then that satellite picture I showed you, let me show it to you one more time. I'm going to put on Facebook a blank picture of North America that you can color in. Your grown-up can print this off for you, and you can color it in. You can use that satellite picture, you could pause the video, or you could look it up on the internet yourself and see what colors you might find in North America. What do you think? Remember, on the outside here, away from the land, it's going to be the color blue because it's all water. And most of this is going to be green. You can leave Greenland white if you want to, like we talked about. Most of this is going to be green, but where there's mountains, sometimes we put brown, or deserts, maybe a light brown. So you can decide what colors you want to make North America, and you can color in your own North America today. You guys, that's a lot. I've given you a lot to do today. Why are you still watching me? Go, get busy. Go have a fun day and get some of these things done. I will see you next time. Bye, everybody.